This is a yoga sequence for balancing hormones. From a seated position with a straight back, we're going to start with one head roll and then change the direction. Breathe in, bring both arms up, and breathe out, fold from the hips. Release the head and the entire upper body on the legs. Big breaths in the belly. And last breath here. Let's slowly start to roll up vertebra per vertebra, head comes last. Breathe and make yourself big, and on the out breath, twist to one side, look over the shoulder. And come back to the center, change the position of the legs, and we start again. So we start with one head roll. Completely release the weight of the head and change direction. Breathe in, make yourself tall, arms go up, and from the on the out breath, breathe forward, fold the hips, release the weight on the legs. Big breaths into the belly and in the lower back. Last breath here. And let's slowly start to roll up vertebra per vertebra, head comes last, make yourself tall. And on the out breath, twist to the other side, look over the shoulder. Let's come back to the center and get on all fours. Let's do a couple of cat and cow. Breathe in, look up, tailbone goes up. And breathe out, make a round spine. Couple of more times. Let your movements follow your breath. So it's your breath that decides when you look up and the tailbone goes up and when you make a round spine. Try to make the movement bigger each time. And this was the last one. Breathe in, curl the toes, and on the out breath, push up in down dog. So down dog, tailbone towards the ceiling, heels towards the floor. Push the hands in the mat and push the shoulders towards the mat. Bend one leg and then the other. And each time you bend one leg, push the heel of the other leg a bit more in the floor. Let's stretch both legs. And nod your head yes and no. Push the shoulders a bit more. And now let's slowly start to walk the hands towards the legs. And then stay in an Uttanasana or forward bend. You can take both of your elbows and just let the entire weight of your upper body fall down. Completely relax the upper body. If you want, you can sway your upper body from left to right. Keep the legs stretched here. And then bend one leg and then the other. Let's release our elbows and place our palms under our feet. And when you do this movement, you want to bring all the way towards your toes. You will see that you can bring the body a bit more closer to the legs. Keep pushing your tailbone up to the ceiling and release the entire upper body. Head is released. Let's release the hands and slowly start to roll up. From here we're going to take a wide stance. Bring the hands in the waist and with a straight back, slowly start to bring the upper body down. Now we want to bring the tailbone here towards the ceiling You can make volleyball hands and bring the arms as much as possible towards the floor. Keep pushing the heels in the floor and the tailbone up. Let's slowly start to release the hands. Take our ankles and pull ourselves as close to our legs as possible. Keep pushing the tailbone up and keep pulling yourself towards your legs. Release one side and bring the entire upper body to your right leg. Try to look at the ceiling when you do this. And let's go to the other leg and try to look up to the ceiling again. From here we're going to go to headstand. So let's take our elbows, place them on the mat, make a cup, put our head in between, keep pushing the shoulders away from the ears, and then slowly with control bring the legs up. From here you can play a bit with it, and we will bring the legs up. And when you're comfortable in headstand, you can try to bring one knee towards the chest and then to bring the other leg towards the head, stretched and both legs pointed. Let's bring both legs back to the ceiling and change direction. Bring the other leg towards the chest and stretch out the other one again. And let's start bending the legs and slowly with control come into child's pose. It's very important that whenever you do a headstand, you take a couple of seconds in child's pose to bring your blood pressure back to normal. From here we're going to move into rabbit pose. We're going to lift our heels, catch our ankles and curl the toes and bring our head on the floor. Big breaths in the belly here. And let's slowly release and start to roll up vertebra per vertebra. Come onto your knees. Make sure the knees are hip width. Bring the arms in the lower back, push the hips forward and release your head. This is Camel Pose. If you want, you can take your ankles, keep pushing the hips forward. And if you want to go even further, you can bring both arms towards your head. Place your head on the floor and then grab your upper legs. This is a very advanced position, so only do it if you feel very comfortable in Camel Pose. To come back, just make a round spine, roll down in child's pose and take another rest. Let's slowly start to roll up. And we're going to go lay on our back to start in shoulder stand. So let's bring the legs first 90 degrees up. Start walking the legs from under the hips towards the shoulder blades. And bring the legs towards the ceiling. Try to point the toes. Now with control, let's try to bring the left leg towards the floor while keeping the right leg up to the ceiling. Bring the leg back. And then change, left leg stays up, right leg goes towards the floor. Both legs up. And now let's bring both legs slowly with control towards our head. If you want to go further in the stretch, you can make volleyball hands and keep pushing the floor away from your body. Let's widen the legs a bit and bend the legs so we can put the heels next to our ears. Keep pushing the floor away with you with the mat, with your hands. Now to get out, we're going to place the hands flat on the mat, legs are together and bent, and let's slowly start to roll down vertebra per vertebra and prepare for the last position of this class, which is Savasana. So we are going to stay here about 2 minutes. For Savasana, our arms are away from the body, palms are towards the ceiling, the legs are a bit spread, and the toes are falling to the outside. Big breaths in the belly. Every time you breathe in, the belly goes up. And notice your belly going down when you breathe out. Imagine getting heavier with each breath out and sinking further into the mat. Let's bring our awareness back to the breath and slowly start moving the fingers and the toes, letting the movement go to the hands and the legs. Breathe in, bring the hands over the head and stretch, and on the out breath, go lay on your side. And from here, when you're ready, get up in a seated position. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.